Apple Pay and Samsung Pay are headed to China. Evernote kills Skitch on everything but the Mac. Facebook is the most used app of the year, surprise, and more. It's Friday, December 18th, and this is Crunch Report. Okay, we've got an acquirement news. Is that a word? Microsoft announced today that it's buying METANAUTIX, which is a big data startup that came out of stealth in 2014. The company was backed by $7 million in capital, notably including venture firm Sequoia, although terms of the deal with Microsoft were not disclosed. Microsoft says it plans to fold METANAUTIX into its data platform, including SQL Server and the Cortana Analytics Suite. But that's about all we know. Target may launch its own mobile wallet as soon as next year. It's all the rage. This is according to sources speaking to Reuters. This would put Target in direct competition with Apple Pay and Android Pay and Samsung Pay. And it's also a lot like what Walmart is doing with Walmart Pay. That's a feature within Walmart's own smartphone app, which is rolling out in the first half of 2016. Also like Walmart, Target belongs to the retailer consortium developing a mobile wallet to compete with Apple Pay called Currency. They've been working on it for some time. But this points even more toward companies maybe moving away from Currency and developing their own solutions instead. Target already has a popular app for mobile coupons called Cartwheel. It includes its own in-store item locator, uses beacon technology to ping consumers about deals. Target has reportedly been in discussions with credit card companies for its mobile wallet and is considering using scanning technology to link the wallet to point-of-sale transactions, perhaps integrated within Cartwheel itself. Hey, while we're on the subject of mobile payments, Apple Pay and Samsung Pay are both coming to China! We already had heard about this, but the companies each struck a partnership with China UnionPay. That is the government-approved organization within China that issues all the bank cards in the country. It's pretty big. After passing regulatory tests, the payment services should be live early next year. Now, China is already Apple's second largest market after the US, with revenue up 99% to $12.51 billion in its most recent quarter. It's a big market for Apple. China UnionPay has 260 million customers. So, if Apple can make inroads against mobile payment services like Alibaba's Alipay and Tencent's WePay, that's available within WeChat, which is China's most popular messaging app, well, Apple's obviously got something here. Also, Apple CEO Tim Cook reportedly has met with Alibaba founder and chairman Jack Ma to discuss integrating Apple Pay within Alipay. Now, Alipay has about 350 million users of its own. China UnionPay isn't relying on either Apple or Samsung to build its mobile payment strategy, though. It's expanding its own quick pass to create bank card alternatives, like wearable devices that store encrypted financial info, stuff like that. Earlier this week, its subsidiary UnionPay Network Payment announced a 10-year joint venture with UK mobile commerce company Powa to launch Powa Tag UnionPay. They're just making up terms at this point. Apple Pay is now available in the US and the UK, Canada, and Australia, with China, Spain, Singapore, and Hong Kong rolling out next year. When Evernote bought popular annotation app Skitch back in 2011, we were all like, great, how is this going to screw up the easiest way we know how to mock up an image? Well, today we have our answer, because today Skitch is being taken back behind the shed and put down as a standalone app everywhere but the Mac app, which is actually kind of good because that's the one I use the most. This means that Skitch for Windows, Windows Touch, iOS, and Android will no longer be available for download and won't be supported after January 22nd. Evernote is also sunsetting its reading extension Clearly and its Pebble app. Evernote Food, that was the company's dedicated recipe app, which was nicely done but always felt a little off-brand, was shut down at the end of September. Not a lot of fanfare there. I don't think a lot of people were using it. Evernote is clearly cutting some costs, doing a little streamlining here during an uncertain time for the company. Longtime CEO Phil Libin and COO Linda Kozlowski both left the company this year. Well, Facebook, you Goliath, you've held on to the #1 app installed on US smartphones based on the average number of unique users, reports Nielsen, for the second year. Its messaging app Messenger has also been crowned the title of fastest growing app of 2015. Now, you of course remember that Facebook forced users to install Messenger back in the spring of 2014 by removing chat from its main app, and some users were so mad about that. Don't make us do that, but it worked. In 2014, Messenger use rose 242%. In 2015, it grew another 31% in users over 2014. Not as big as the growth, but definitely growth. Facebook itself has more than 100 million average unique users each month, up 8% over last year, where it was also the top app. YouTube isn't far behind though, 97 million average unique users each month, up 5% over last year. Other app successes include Google, the search app, with 95 million mobile users, Google Play with 89.7 million, Google Maps with 75.1 million, Instagram with 55.4 million, and Apple Maps with 44.4 million. Congrats to all of you. And that is the report for today and the week. I'm Sarah Lane. Quick note, I'm going to be out next week. Katie Roof will be filling in my absence. You know Katie, you love Katie. Give her a warm welcome on Monday. She's great. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube and on Facebook and the web in general. See you Monday.